Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Young men can learn a lot from the Silver Fox game. And what is the Silver Fox game? It's those old heads that be Silver Foxes, women still going crazy over and everything. And they be getting this because every now and then I get some young guy, some game goofy dude who want to go against what I'm saying because they say, oh, you ain't out there, you don't know what's going on, bitching like little bitches and shit. But understand, what worked when I was young still works, and the proof of that is in the Silver Foxes. Because if you look at the Silver Foxes, what do they do? One, they practice body game. For their age, they might have that great beard, gray hair, but they stay in decent shape. I'm going to say decent shape and everything at the minimum. Shit, some of them, a few of them got more muscular bodies and be working out harder than some young heads. All of them be really working out, though. So they practice body game. But remember, I said body game is just the foundation. They let the barbers definitely have to bless them. Shoot, you gonna practice beard game and all that stuff, though. You gotta have every 2 weeks with the barber, and you better have you motherfucker ass better tip. Shit. So they practicing, they letting the barber bless them, and you notice they be dressed up. In fact, let me give a link. It's in the description box to a crew that call themselves the Silver Fox Squad. The Silver Fox Squad. They be at different events and stuff. They wearing their fly clothes and everything. Speaking of fly clothes, one thing the Silver Fox does is they always dress well. They always dress well. I'm telling you, style is a power. Like, I'm going to tell you something with women, especially if look, here's the thing. I don't care what age you are. Women do go for a man who puts some effort into his presentation. Even if bone structure-wise, he ain't going to be a model, or, stature-wise, he ain't going to be no model. And like I said, that's game right there. Just taking what they got. So what the Silver Foxes do, yeah, they up there, but see, they've honed they masters. Really, y'all need to be young dudes need to be looking at masters, just like you look at any craft. If you see a master, you need to learn. You need to try to learn from that. What are they doing? What are the masters doing? Silver Foxes are masters and shit. They masters at the game because they still getting play. And then they get a range of women too. They getting older women plus some younger women. There's a whole ton of young women, shoot, they popping out babies for some old heads. But it's that Silver Fox game, not what they doing. So I already talked about their bait, but one thing, they got that smooth conversation. Now I had somebody hit me up on my Patreon privately, talking about their conversation and stuff. It's no magic to it. It's just being able to talk with a woman confidently. And women, like I always say, they don't bite unless you want them to, unless y'all in private. Yeah, if there's some bites on my ass. Shit. Yeah, they don't bite unless you want them to. But here's the thing. Conversation is just a regular conversation. Shit, you can get a woman wet. Shit, you can get a woman wet without even bringing up sexuality or something. Shit. Oh, and a cheat code. A cheat code is really that cologne too. The Silver Foxes be hooking that up. See, the thing with a young man, instead of be like, oh, you old, you don't know what's... Every time somebody say that, they goofy. Because if a martial artist is older, you ain't going to question whether or not they going to fight. Or you find out the hard way. They say, okay, come on and spar. And when they whip your ass, yeah, that's it. Or old head in any profession, anything. Like master plumbers. Shoot, master mechanics. Everybody's probably seen. I remember, rest in peace, this one guy, 70 years old, shade tree mechanic. I was having some trouble with the car. It would cut off sometime. He said, all right, turn it on. My man went in there, pulled a couple things and said, oh, you just need a tune-up, right? Then when we were driving to the car place, oh yeah, your wheels need to be balanced too. But he was a master at that shit. He was a master. Like, if a master telling you something, that's because they figured out what worked, because women really haven't changed. You know, I'm going to tell you the funniest thing. I'm going to tell you the funniest fucking thing. Well, women haven't changed sexually. I'll tell you the change in a second, but the funniest thing is you got dudes thinking they know what happened with women back in the day. You weren't there, motherfucker. Now, I always say, and I stick by it, women haven't changed sexually. The only difference is they're more open about it now. In fact, I was talking with some buddies last night behind the wall, and, you know, we were chopping up some serious game. Some serious game. No, don't ask how you can get involved in it. Nah. This joint's invitation only. But here's the thing, though, right? We were saying how, you know, talking about different cheat codes, stuff like that. And we were saying it's actually easier for a man to get a woman these days. It's actually easier than what it was. Women hid this shit, so we had to work harder. It's actually easier now. So, but then you get some game goofy dudes thinking the shit was easier back in the day for what it. No, not really. And shit, and really, I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of those women were cheap. And a lot of those women, I saw a meme talking about why women stayed with, why they was talking about why your grandmother probably stayed with your grandfather. Women had no choice back in the day. Hell, they couldn't get their own fucking home until like the 70s, shit. According to one thing. I gotta check on that one, but they were saying shit, women they couldn't hardly do anything. They weren't going to college. They didn't have the same amount of freedom. A lot of times they just stayed with a man just because. But they were still getting down. They were still, even then, getting down sexually. That's why you got those blues songs about you know, the backdoor man, or guys hopping over, you know, you hear about, like, is it the mailman's baby or something? That's why you know the shit. I was hearing from some old heads about how they got down. Now, see, that's what I talk about. It ain't like the sex part ain't changed. Just the social part changed. And really, nowadays, women, shit, they can get down for free now. They can get down for free. Shit. They don't have to do all that other stuff. And see, a silver fox, though, like I say, they masters. If you look at them, look how they dress, they keep themselves in shape, let the barber bless them, everything I'm talking about. Masters of the game. You can learn something. Because even from back in the day, the women still fucking the same dudes. Like, you get some actual players, talk to some old head players and shit. Because they understand, see, one of the keys to understanding women is their basic psychology. That shit ain't changed in a few thousand years. Now, they had to hide some stuff just to survive socially. But see, women free now. Women are free. They're free to fuck who they want now. They free to, like, just deal with only a small percentage of men now. Because used to be, you know, because, you know, just the situation. They had to put up with a guy. But shit, I remember shit. And this back in the 90s, I was seeing this. There was, I met a few women. They were white women, too. They been with a guy for, like, a long time. All of a sudden, divorced him and shit. And I say, well, why you marry him to begin with? They were like, they always say survival. But the sex thing hasn't changed at all. And see, these silver foxes, if you know with them, like I said, if you look at them, just their bait is on point, how they move, and then when they talk to the woman, like, pow. That's why you be getting some old heads having these babies and stuff. They understand the psychology and shit, fathering babies in their 60s and 70s. Because rest in peace, Alan Roger Curry, he wrote an article about that, and he was talking about different types of ladies, man. The one he put at the top was that psychological pimp. In fact, behind the wall, we were talking about that. Pimps just know the game. They know the psychology. That shit hasn't changed. It really hasn't changed. In fact, it's more out in the open now. It's more out in the open. See, a young man, but see, he should learn. He can learn from those silver foxes, those old heads and stuff. Now, of course, you get some guys, they still want to try to reinvent the wheel. It's like, for what? For what? Shit. It's like you got somebody telling you what's up. These women ain't different. Like I said, motherfuckers, you didn't live back in the day. How would you know? Seriously, that's a serious question. You're assuming. Motherfuckers making assumptions like, oh, well, and they read some hit. Man, please, man. Please. That shadow world ain't got no place. That shadow world ain't got no place in shit. It's the same shit. I'm seeing shit now that was in the shadows. Was hell, depending on where you were, it was in the open. Like I said, spent some time in Southeast DC. That's where I first learned some shit. And just how women getting down, even lesbians. I told you. There was a lesbian got down on in my bedroom with a guy. A butch lesbian at that. Because even these lesbians want the D. Once you understand the sex parts, you can. Once you understand the sexual nature of woman, one, you realize that shit really hasn't changed. Two, you realize how you can always get a woman. See, a lot of guys don't understand a woman's sexual nature and don't even try. I still get some guys every now and then who try to say, no, they don't get down like that. No, they don't get down with you like that. They be getting down. They be getting down, and it be the ones you think you ain't thinking get down either. It be the prim and proper ones. And I know some guys will always come in as like travel overseas. Man, please, they worse. Shit, they even more open sexually. And I'm gonna just be real with it. Like I said, if you're gonna go overseas, learn the language, go in the countryside. And what I mean by countryside, get out to tourist areas. Get out to tourist areas. Because if you're in a tourist area, shit, you likely encountering some hoes or some women they know they can play you. And they'll play you. They'll play you to stroke your ego. They'll stroke your ego. That's like I always say, a man make love to a woman's body, but a woman make love to a man's mind. And what I mean by that is a smart woman, she'll stroke that ego. That's why you see some average-looking women with people would consider top men anyway. They just stroke that ego. Stroke their ego, make love to his mind, worked her way down. Stroke that ego, filled his stomach, emptied his balls. Those are smart women. Like I'm gonna say some dumb women out here. They don't want to stroke the man's ego. I'm like, okay, you done lost right there. But that's another conversation. Getting back to that whole silver fox game. Shit, y'all can learn a lot from them as a young man. Because think about it, if you're a young man and you dress well, all right, you dress well, you fix yourself up, you're going to get play. Like when I was selling my book, Nice Guys and Players, I was doing a book signing. I'll never forget it. This one Hispanic dude came up. He had an entourage. It was like you heard the music, saw the light coming down, shining on him. Seriously, that dude came through. That dude had on, the barber definitely blessed him. That dude had on a nice fitted shirt. He had like some nice slacks on and some Italian joint shoes. To this day, me and my co-parent, because she was there, we call that motherfucker Rico Suave. He had an entourage. He walked up, because on the back of my book, I said, if you're a nice guy, can't get you can't get a woman, or you're a player, you can get all the women except the one you want. My man came up there and said, "This is who I am. How much for your book, sir?" I was like, shit. Hey. Yeah, I signed that shit. That's one dude I like, if that dude see me on here and reach out and say, "Oh yeah, remember I got your book way back in the day." I mean, that dude was thorough. Like, you heard the music. And that was a young dude. That dude, what Silver Foxes practiced in their old age, this dude was young, because this dude had to be like late 20s. That dude came through. Like I said, he had an entourage and shit. I was like, hey. You would say he was motherfuckers would call him the alpha. But he had that same game. Because seriously. Because don't look at the men's age. Like the Silver Foxes, don't look at their age. Look at what they're doing. Okay, they staying in decent shape. Body game, check. You don't have to be super in anything, because honestly, women can't really see your muscles, but if you're wearing some clothes, but they can tell by your frame. And you give them the muscles as a surprise, but you have a good frame, have a good frame, have some good clothes. They looking at that shit, they be like, "Oh, okay." They looking at your shoes. You can do that. Like with your clothes, make sure they get them tailored when you can. And like behind the wall, we were talking about that tailored suits and stuff, right? But really, I've had pants in the past, off the rack pants I've tailored before. Have them nice and tailored, have everything there. Women be looking at that style, I'm telling you. Get a nice cologne, find a cologne that work for you. Or here's some game, go get that cologne from, go someplace where there's a woman. She can tell you what smells good and stuff. Always get it from a woman, because they're going to subconsciously tell you some stuff that they like as a woman, especially if they find. Yeah. Yeah. Ask them. Get that cologne. Shit, you can go to the dentist, fix your teeth. Let the barber bless you. Shit. Let the barber bless you like at least every 2 weeks. Some dudes go for more. I was telling the fellas behind the wall last night. I was like telling about this guy who was a young guy. He was with his mother. We were at the DMV and stuff years ago. Just to get some shit. I was right behind him. He's like, "Ma, I need a haircut." And she was like, "You just got a haircut 3 days ago." "Ma, it's been 3 days. 3 days. I mean, and you can tell this a young motherfucker getting his. Because even motherfuckers who want to get into Chad and Tyrone, they be hitting the gym. They be dressing well. They be like, letting the barber bless them. Shoot. That nice look, you put some effort into your physical presentation, regardless of your bone structure, you're going to get some attention. You're going to get some attention. Shit, even some dudes might say something. Heterosexual dudes. I still remember this dude I saw. He was in White Marsh Mall. White Marsh Mall, one of the places I'll go sometime. That dude had on a nice suit. I was like, "Bro, you wearing that suit?" He was like, "Thank you, bro." Yeah. Shit. They ain't get that conversation and everything, Like, there was a dude, and some people would call him a pookie. And he's outside smoking a cigarette at my co-parents' place over there, pick up my sons. And I said, I noticed his game. He one of those homosexuals. But I like how, he saw me. He was like, "Yo, what's up, big uncle?" I was like, "Hey, what's up, young man?" You gotta hear that game. Silver Foxes got that. Look at him as a master. Like, you get some motherfuckers like, well, you game goofy then. Always listen to a master. Because those Silver Foxes be getting theirs, and they get a wide range of women. In fact, this guy I know who's married to 2 women. He married to 2 women. Got 2 wives. And shit. 2 wives. He said it best. He said, shit. Best age to get a woman is in your 40s, because then you get the young women and the older women. Oh yeah, the older women still be fucking. They still be fucking. But yeah, Silver Fox game, you can learn a lot from that, man. Seriously. You can learn a lot from that. So, oh shit. Had this joint in the wrong joint. But yeah, you can learn a lot from that Silver Fox game. And just learn it. Like I said, check out the link. And like I said, you can be like that dude Rico Suave. Make sure you dress right. You know, Baba bless you. And that's basic bait. Anybody can do that. Like, you get a lot of dudes caught up in some Chad shit. I'm like, dude, fuck that shit. You can go to the barber. When you get some clothes, even you get some like regular slacks off the rack. You can take it to a good tailor. They can still tailor that shit. You know, make sure your shoes are right. Hell, even if your shoes start to run over, if they dress shoes, take them to like a good shoe repair place. And shit, they'll repair that shit, put a new heel on, shine that shit up. Keep that shit shine too. Like I said, that in Nice Guys and Players, every man should have a shoe shine kit in his home. That should have a regular spot in your home. Shit, women be like, oh, wait a minute. And then you put on that cologne. They see that shit. Even no matter what your bone structure is, they see it. Be like, well, oh, okay. They'll stop for a bit and then just have a regular conversation. Like I said, there's no reason to be scared for a woman. Don't think about it. Just let that shit flow. That's why I say if you want to get social skills, and I'm talking about that next week, very easy. Practice every day. Practice every day. I still remember I told my son, I never forget, because he ain't never, man, those motherfuckers, you know they ain't going to read daddy's books. They ain't even pick up daddy's books. Because that's how sons are. But they will listen, even if you don't think they listen, just tell them anyway. But I told him, I said, look, just say hi. I ain't give him any lines, anything. So that dude, and be meeting some women loving him. The oldest one, he's still on that quiet shit. But yeah, you learn a lot. Anyway, y'all, you know it's the weekend, so I get back with y'all. I get back with y'all next week. All right, talk to y'all. Peace and blessings.